Today, talking about masks. Why not? Because I'm driving, and masks is the topic, because that's the ornament of the pandemic. My brother just sent me this clip from old news. This old news clip from the CBC back in the 80s. And it was when they mandated seatbelts. And it's just funny to watch because there's the common argument. It's not quite a perfect example, but it's quite similar to what's happening now. People are acting about it. But sometimes people would argue with the anti-maskers by saying, well, it's not as hard as putting on a seatbelt, right? You put on your seatbelt for safety when you go out. It's not that hard. But the same arguments in this video I'm going to show you just pretty much par on with exactly the same arguments people have about wearing masks. Have a look.
But I don't believe that anybody should tell me what the hell I have to do, pardon my grammar anyway. That's dictating. We've got enough of that as it is. I don't need some sucker to tell me how to drive.
With only a week to go before the law takes effect, it's obvious a lot of people are still fighting seatbelts. Joe Miller, the man who doesn't like being told what to do, says he's going to ask his doctor for a medical certificate so he won't have to wear one. But some drivers don't have to be convinced. Joe Buxton, who got into the seatbelt habit in British Columbia, challenges anybody to prove to him that they don't work.
I would like to meet some people who are opposed to it and hear some logical explanations why, because there isn't any.
Alberta's transportation minister used to be against wearing a seatbelt, but he reconsidered after some people were killed on the highway he drives from Edmonton to Peace River.
And when I sat down with my wife at that time and talked about it, we decided the odds were mounting up and I should start to wear it. So.
Adair's department has a TV commercial promoting the use of belts.
Your driver put on seat belts today.
Sure did.
But the government chose the soft sell approach. Only 28% of Alberta drivers are buckling up now. If you're one of the 72% who aren't, you'll need a good reason after July 1st. You don't need a seat belt if you're driving in reverse, if no belts were installed at the factory, if you're driving a taxi with a passenger on board. And you don't need to wear one if your doctor gives you a medical certificate saying you have health problems. The belt would irritate. Scott Hadley, who drives a transport truck 12 to 14 hours a day, says he has an irritation. It's the new law.
Well, I'm a professional driver on the side, and I don't think we have to. Anyway, I think the law sucks. I think it's a stupid law.
Hadley and other motorists will soon see these new orange signs beside the streets and highways they drive. If they don't buckle up, the fine's $25.
We don't even have seat belts, Bill.
Bill Lang, CBC News, Edmonton.
All right, welcome back. So, I would say I have people that I know. I'm gonna call them acquaintances because they're not like close friends. Just people I know. They're posting things on Facebook. They're not like super hardcore anti whatever, but they do have this like tinfoil hat mentality a little bit. And like they admit it as a joke, but they don't really believe it's that serious, and they don't think it's necessary. I mean, they believe the pandemic, they got to deal with it, but they don't believe like the masks are really that helpful in preventing in getting the virus, which is why I'm saying I'm not close with these people, because in this moment I'm not visiting friends and stuff like that unless I know that they're taking the same precautions, because I can't just risk that for family members. Anyways, yeah, so they posted something recently on Facebook about some professional who says that they test masks for a living and they help people to fit them. Like, they're one of those trainers, right? They're one of the people that just train people with PPE, and they do the research, and I respect that. But and they give like pretty much accurate facts, but then they give ridiculous arguments such as health risks of wearing a mask. Health risks, like honestly, a health risk. N95s in particular is what they were talking about. If you wear one of these masks, it produces carbon monoxide because you're breathing out carbon monoxide, so you can get that's a health risk. Really? So where's the carbon monoxide? It's within the mask, right? It's not in your lungs or something like that. It's coming out of your lungs, so you think you're breathing it back in? Maybe a little bit. Okay, I'm not driving like a grandpa. I'm just, people are on a rush today. Most professionals and the WHO, CDC, stuff like that, especially from the States, I mean, you got the top professionals in that country, and they're telling you should wear a mask. You got professionals all around the world saying, like, you know what? It doesn't stop it, but it helps to prevent it. It does help, okay? It's not the key thing, and I hate that people are making the argument so much against it that it's like, oh, it doesn't do anything, it's useless. And like, really? Let's look at those countries that actually stomped it out. The one key thing that actually stomped out this virus in many countries was the lockdown. Of course, we know that. I've argued that. Lockdown. Okay, North America did not lock down. They might call it a lockdown, but they didn't. No way into the extent of other countries. I don't know why people have to make an argument and like try to come up with these like I need a doctor's certificate not to wear a seatbelt because it can restrict my breathing on my chest. It's too tight on my chest. I understand that. There's some old guys that have, you know, maybe they had some surgery on their heart. So then, you know what those guys do? Oh, they go like that. That wasn't, you know, that's one thing. But they still got the lap belt on. I mean, I understand things like that. But evidence shows it does help. Of course, I understand the exact same things that person does about the masks. I know too. I can dig up the same information. I don't need to be an expert in testing masks or whatever they do, testing PPE. They said the best way is use a hazmat suit with a breathing apparatus. So if you looked at the health professionals, they did, and I would be able to find a video and post it here, but if I don't, anyways, I'll explain it. They actually put on the hazmat suit. They have the masks on. They put a hazmat suit, then they tape around to seal everything. They have goggles. They tape around to seal everything, so it's absolutely airtight. And they sweat in there, and it's uncomfortable. But that's what they do. I'm just rambling now. Anyways, I'll stop that. It's like beating a dead horse. I don't really have I don't care about the argument anymore. I just thought it was so funny that my brother shared that video. I was like, wow, no, like I really thought, what was it like? Because I questioned, what was it like when the seatbelts came out? That's funny. So, what do you guys think? So recently I've been doing the podcast just as a news update about what's happening for foreigners or expats abroad and their eligibility of getting back to China, and just updating the process and what's new that's coming out, and just so that people are aware, because I'm keeping on top of that, and I'm sure other people want to be updated too. So I know there was a guy, I think there was a guy in Malaysia, I can't remember, And yeah, so it's interesting the volume of, or the variety of people that actually listen to my stuff. So that's interesting. It's good to know, because I want to let you guys be informed, especially if you guys are the kind of guys that are interested in going to China or have been there, and after watching like all these YouTubers and want to really go back, it's good to be informed, and especially with somebody who has connections. Like for me, I'm married to a Chinese local, so she gets stuff from her friends and on her WeChat and stuff like that, and then I got friends who have WeChat, and we all share things, so it's good to post them up and keep you guys informed. So let me know what you think about that. I think it's a nice thing. Otherwise, other material I like to do is more maybe life in China, maybe some cultural differences. Please comment below what kind of stuff you're interested from my perspective. I'm sure you've heard it from others, but if you want to hear from my perspective, I'll just be pumping out videos. But if you want to shout out one comment or one question, go ahead, put it below. I'm just going to focus on driving now because I'm super tired. Freaking coffee hasn't going. So yeah, let me know, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. It would really be great to get some more subscribes. It'd be great to get to 1,000. And hopefully you'll see me in China soon. Otherwise, I have videos to post tons of videos I have from China. And I'll catch you on the next one. Talk to you later.